Hey guys, Teach FM here and welcome back to the Fergie Way. So ordinarily what we'll have here is we'll come back into a new episode and I will go through some of the big news stories, some of the past results that I've played off camera and go into in detail a bit of how the games went, etc. However, as you know, in the last episode we played Leicester in the Community Shield, won convincingly 4-0, and since then nothing's happened. Not a thing, not a stitch. We've gone from the Community Shield game into the very first Premier League game against West Ham at the London You Can Play Here for Free stadium. It irks me a little bit that West Ham got that stadium on the terms that they did, but that's for another story, another day. So nothing has really gone on. Nothing's changed. So we'll come straight into it. We're favourites for the game here, and key men being Martial for us and Winston Reid for West Ham. So we'll continue on. We'll take a quick look here. Andre Ayew absent. No, I've been around long enough. Don't worry about that. There's already a significant talking point following the absence of Daley Blind. No, he's just been rested. So right, here's the team lineups. Now, one thing I've said a few times about the 4-4-2 is if it's going to struggle, I believe it's going to struggle against this formation, the 4-2-3-1. So today will be a test. We're playing away from home, let's say at the London Stadium, and ordinarily my plan is going to be to change to the slightly more defensive formation, but based on how successful it was against Leicester in the Community Shield, I wanted to try my more attacking one even though I'm away from home. I may end up having to revert based on the early signs in the game. We'll just see how it goes. But for now, I just want to play with this one. I have had to make changes. Both Smalling and Pogba were suspended for the game. So in Smalling's place comes Jones, and in for Pogba comes Schweinsteiger. However, the sides, based on the performance of other than that, has remained unchanged. Obviously, Depay starting in the Community Shield. So yeah, we'll carry on to the opposition instructions and let's see who Roy wants us to kick the lumps out of today. Yeah, almost everybody. You know, Arbeloa, Fagula, fair point, and obviously Dimitri Payet, who I think is fantastic. But yeah, so we shall move on to the team talk and. For the fans, no, it's not really for the fans. For the fans, it's for when you play Manchester City, you play Liverpool. This is an assertively, I'm expecting you to win tonight, boys. Yeah, one motivation from Damian. Good to see he's on side. As we can see here, Schweinsteiger's not sharp. I will end up having to swap him out. And as much as it pains me to say, it's likely to be for Fellaini for the extra steal in midfield. As and when needed, I'll slip Herrera over into that position. This is assuming I don't move into the 4-1-2-1-2. And yeah, so one thing I will say to Memphis is I want to see more of the same from you tonight, and it's motivated him, that's unsurprisingly. And Wayne, as you are not in the good books with me in general, I want to see a good performance from you tonight. Yeah, I knew that would motivate you, that and money. Right then, so we'll start the game and we shall see how we get on. Midfield's been outnumbered. I expect to see this message from Keane as Collins on the edge of the area. Arbeloa, Christ, that's close. I expect to see that message quite a lot. We are essentially right in the middle of the park, only going to be playing two men unless we're in the diamond, and so it's something that I want to try and almost ignore when I see it on the side of pitches. Rooney again, take it into the box, Wayne, for crying out loud. The Schweinsteiger picks it up, Rooney into Martial. He's blasted it over the bar. Come on, Martial, you're better than that. Mkhitaryan is looking very, very. He's took a hell of a knock, 53% condition. I'm going to have to watch that as we go into the half. It is climbing back up, however, I think it might have been a bit too much of a knock for him to carry on. I'll probably remove him at half time as Rooney puts another one over the bar. We're looking good though. We're looking good for it. 6% possession, dominating on shots. So, right, so let's take a look at Mkhitaryan. 70%. He's climbed quite a bit. I'll probably let him start the second half, but we'll be looking to probably make an early change. Likely to be Valencia or not Ashley Young. You're not quite sharp enough. So, assertively, not happy, because I'm not. You know, I want to be seeing stuff happen. Obviously, it's fired everybody up, which is a good thing. and we shall move on into the second half from there. Come on now. First highlight, never anything really going on in the first highlight. Don't do this to me. There we go. Martial picks up and sends Rooney away. Now Rooney has got a chance here. No, he really hasn't. Schweinsteiger picks it up, sends Martial off. That's a direct passing that I was talking about. Memphis. And there we go, 1-0 Martial. Fantastic play. Memphis once again the architect, as Memphis is out wide, plays it into Rooney. A key pass by Memphis there. Martial, first touch was fantastic. Keeper stood no chance. Left Adrian standing. Perfect. So now, how is the old Armenian getting on? 73%. He's brought himself back up. He seems to be taking the knock quite well, as Payet swings one in. He's taken the knock quite well. However, for precautionary measures, I will bring Valencia on for Mkhitaryan. He's played a 6.8. He's actually played quite well. 6.8 is up in the higher average of the squad at the moment. We shall confirm that off. And yeah, so possession again, 57%, playing well. Luke Shaw picks up a yellow. Hit the team talk button. Passionately demand more. Come on guys, we want more than this. As Martial's left, ripping down the left wing. There's 4 men in the box. It's go. Oh my God, Rooney, right, that's it. He's coming off. Exactly what I was trying to avoid with Rooney. Jesus Christ. Right, so if we were to bring on Young for Rooney, and my only option as another striker at the moment is for Depay. Play Ashley Young out wide, bring Depay up there, and we will see how that goes heading into the 55th minute. As I say, Rooney's really not in my plans anyway, and I'm probably looking for a reason to bash him, but a perfect ball played in there by Depay. Rooney had no one round him, and all he can do is put it over the bar. You know, that's enough for me to give it the old rage substitution, which is exactly what happened. So I just want to ensure, can't do another team talk just yet. I want to be telling my carded players, in particular Depay, and obviously Shaw is off the post. West Ham nearly equalising there. I want to be telling them to basically just chill the beans. You know, don't be getting sent off. We're only 1-0 up as Memphis. We are on the break here. Why didn't they look for Valencia on the right? And Fergie nearly, very, very nearly turned the play over into a counter attack there. Yeah, just want everyone to calm down. West Ham are putting a lot more into the game right now, something we're not doing, and we will just get them to try and control the game a bit more. We don't want to sit deep because we don't want to get caught out. Play it on normal, and hopefully try and just see out what is remaining in this game. Schweinsteiger up to Memphis. Memphis into Martial. Make it 2. Get in there. Come on, that's 4 for Martial in his last 2 games. Starting this season, I mean, he's pretty much rescued United in real life last season. He was a real shining light. And one of the reasons I wanted to play a 2... Let's see, look, what a finish. As I wanted to play a 2-striker formation was not to stunt Martial out to the wing, which is exactly what's happened in real life. I want him to stay as a striker, and of course we have Rashford. As Martial nearly gets his hat-trick, I want Martial to be a striker. We've also got Rashford sat there. If I'm only playing a 1-striker formation and you've got Zlatan, who's, the old Swedish Adonis, has pretty much got to start every game, bar when he's unfit. It's going to leave limited time for Martial and Rashford, or force them out into the wide positions, which is something I didn't want to do. So I think at 2-0, as long as it stays there, Schweinsteiger picks up the ball on the edge of the air and just hurls it forward. I think at 2-0 I need to start looking at doing my utmost to try and close this game out. As Bailly picks the ball up, Payet, Lanzini turns and it's Nordfeldt. Yeah. Let's tactics overview. So bring Depay off, drop Depay down there, drop Schweinsteiger in at the back, playing a defensive midfielder as a deep line playmaker still. Depay's position here is going to be taken by Fellaini, playing in the middle. And Fellaini, we don't want you as a deep line playmaker. We will have you as a ball-winning midfielder to try and cut these guys out now. Bring Martial into the middle. And as I say, much more defensive change, but 19 minutes to go, 2-0 to the good. We don't want to go throwing it away. First game of the season. And with a little bit of luck, this will see us out. So, Kouyaté, Payet, to be honest, thought that'd be a goal. Payet, obviously in the form of his life, playing a very low league football for most of his career until he was picked up in France, and obviously it's just, I mean, he had a fantastic World Cup, scored some belting goals. Love him as a player, such a nice, genuine guy as well. As Feghouli overturns possession, tries sending Clary, Bailey's got it covered, and it's Shaw. Young down the wing now, Fellaini into Martial, across to Young. Again, Young hitting one from distance. Young probably wouldn't have been part of my plans other than the fact that I'm trying to play the 4-4-2. The extra cover was needed in the wide positions. As Payet turns, again, their danger is all coming via Payet. As Payet takes a corner now. Come on. Push him out. Payet again. Yeah, he's frustration almost from Payet as he lashes one at the post. Yeah, there we go. Full time. 2-0. Chuffed to bits with the result. Roy Keane saying nothing specific. I completely disagree. Very pleased with the result and the performance. Obviously the lads don't disagree. The lads don't agree entirely. But yeah, Martial, very happy with your performance tonight. Oh, Mkhitaryan picked up an injury. Let's have a quick nose at that. 5 to 7 days, and the injury board now is getting bigger and bigger. Rashford, I did forget to say at the beginning of the game, Rashford had come back. Obviously, sharpness not there at all. He's going to need to get some games in the under-23s under his belt before he makes any first-team appearances. So, what we'll do is I'll play ahead. I'll get us on to the next game, which from memory was against West Brom. Let's have a look-see. Yeah, West Brom, we're playing at Old Trafford. First game at Old Trafford for Cantona and the Fergie way. And yeah, I will see you guys there in a second. So guys, here we go. Second game of the episode, we're playing West Brom at Old Trafford. A week has passed since the other game, of course. These were back-to-back fixtures. Not a right lot's happened. I have got Zlatan Ibrahimovic back, not quite fit. I've been instructed that he can play 60 minutes, so he's on the bench. May come on later in the game. Mkhitaryan has sort of recovered from his knock. His fitness was down a little bit, so I have dropped him. We'll see that in a second. One thing that is great is look at Liverpool. Played 2, lost 2. Get it up, yeah. So, other than that, no real news, as I say. Rashford's back, and we'll just continue on here. We can see that we're favourites. Key player for us, Anthony Martial, which is no surprise, having 4 goals in the last 2 games. And key man for West Brom, ex-Man United man himself, Johnny Evans. We line up in our 4-4-2. We are playing at home, so we're carrying the same formation through from the last 2 games. We're lining up. I have swapped out Luke Shaw for Blind, more of a rotational thing, give Luke Shaw a rest. De Gea in the sticks. It's going to be pretty much a solid one. I think one player who will almost play pretty much every game, with the exception of the sort of the low-end cup games, low-end European games, will be De Gea. He'll be in every game. I've brought Phil Jones in place of Bailly again to give him a rest. Smalling's back from his suspension, and Darmian's still sat out on the right. We've got Memphis Depay playing out on the left. Again, he's had a solid start to the season. Pogba back from his suspension on his official debut for Man United. Herrera is still playing the box-to-box midfield role, and the questionable one, and rightfully so, would be Juan Mata playing on the right. Now, Mkhitaryan wasn't quite fit. He was running at 91% fitness, and his match sharpness was also at 92, I believe. So I thought I'll play Mata here. Mata's not got match sharpness because, of course, he's not played in the last sort of 2 games that we've had. He has featured a couple of times for the under-23s, but I know Juan Mata's important to the squad, and I don't want him knocking on my door and bitching because he's not getting played. So it may be that I train I know he's not the fastest of guys, but I may retrain him out in this position. I may even actually retrain him as a wide man rather than a winger, so that he can feature a lot more in the more defensive formation when we're away from home, because when we do get the break, he is the type of person, if we can pump the ball out to him on the wings, he can provide the killer ball. So we will see how it goes. And yeah, up front, so we've got Martial starting in the complete forward position, and Rashford's first start under me. And we will see how he gets on. On the bench, as I say, is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We've got Schweinsteiger sat there, Luke Shaw, Rooney, Valencia, Eric Bailly, and Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan is probably going to come on at some point for Juan Mata. All going well, so long as we don't have any sending offs or injuries. I do plan on bringing Valencia on for Darmian to give him a little bit of a break. Obviously, Zlatan will come on for one of the strikers, depending on how it's going. West Brom, they're lining up with the same formation we've seen Leicester play against us in the Community Shield. They're starting with Foster in net. They've got Galloway playing on the left, Johnny Evans and Dawson in the middle. So they're quite slow. Our fast attack, they should be able to punish the slower defence quite well. Evans is a good player, but Dawson, he's going to be slowing them down. We've got Neom on the right. We've got Jakob playing in the DM position, which again could cause us problems because of the way they've laid out. With Berahino out left, Castro and Fletcher in the middle, and Phillips out on the right with Rondon up top. Now Rondon, I can't see playing too deep. So I do think that we should be able to control the game somewhat when we've got our defenders and our midfielders on the ball. But time will tell. So we'll move on into the game. Once again, we'll get Roy Keane to apply his kicking advice. Yeah, there we go. So he's talking about Fletcher. Yeah. Rondon, Berahino. Berahino will need slowing down out on that left. So that's a good shout, Roy the boy. You crazy bastard. And moving on. So yeah, challenge them to pick up where they left off assertively. Cantona here never says anything calmly, does he? Let's be honest. So one thing I will say is to Marcus Rashford, there's no pressure on him today. He's just coming back into the team. Juan Mata, we won't say anything to. Memphis knocks one into Martial to Ander Herrera. Martial again, every time he gets on the ball at the moment, you do feel he's gonna cause him some trouble as he forces the save from Foster for another corner, which has gone begging at the moment. Blind collects the ball out wide left into Pogba and loses the ball. Now, obviously Pogba's first game in the Premier League, first game at Old Trafford, maybe some pre-match nerves, but he's gone surging run forward. And Martial has to play it back. I expect to see Pogba to be one of the, as Mata gets involved there, as one of the guys who's really bringing the final ball and surging runs from midfield is what I want to see from him. Obviously with only a two-man midfield, I suppose it could cause me more problems, but I expect a lot of the play to come through him if we're in the middle, as Mata makes a statement, if you like. Mata's telling Cantona, I can play here. Darmian into Mata, first touch, turns on his left, hits it at Foster. Foster gets a touch, and to be honest, he'll be a bit disappointed there. I'd be a disappointed West Brom fan if I'd seen that. So yeah, great start, 15 minutes in. As Mata picks up the ball again, Herrera to Mata, and Mata is trying to prove a point. Forces a save from Foster. It was going for the top bag. As Rashford collects from a Mata corner, loses it. As Blind knocks it on, it's Herrera on the edge of the area. Darmian out to Blind, Pogba, Memphis puts into Mata, it's 2. What is he doing? He's like, Cantona, you don't know what you're talking about, just shove me anywhere, I'll make a job of it. Well played, Juan Mata, absolutely fantastic. Mata, once again, left foot caught on the other side of the pitch. Foster had no chance, near post. Well played, Juan Mata. 2-0 up, 35 minutes in. The season's starting well as Mata plays it onto Pogba. Memphis nearly causing issues then. It's Darmian, it's Rashford and Herrera. Herrera to Blind. Left back Blind, edge of the area, 3-0. Absolutely buzzing. 40 minutes in, 3-0. At Old Trafford, I don't even feel at the moment, with the way West Brom have been attacking or lack thereof, I don't even feel the need to even begin to start thinking about protecting. This might be an absolute drubbing. And it does look like we're going at half time, 3-0 to the good. Once again, Matt's playing a 9.1. They have been excellent. I'm very happy, keep it up. Juan, I don't know why I've not been starting you. I'm very happy with your performance today. And if there's anybody who's not doing that grand, and now 6.8 is not a bad rating, but we look at Rashford, we look at Martial, we think you could do better. One thing I will say is Rashford, unsurprisingly, is already taking a hit down here. We've got Blind, who's already a bit low as well. He's been up the field. He's having a cracking game. I will say that I am happy with his first half performance. Very happy with your performance today. So we can already see here, as I say, from the beginning of the game, I did expect that I'd have to take Mata off, but it maybe doesn't look like the case now. Let Mkhitaryan have a full rest. Blind collects it up. It's Pogba out wide to Memphis, to Martial. Martial's going into the middle of the park with Herrera now. Back to Martial. Pogba. Memphis, he had a shot, and they just Juan Mata, hat-trick. You couldn't write this, a hat-trick for Juan Mata from the right wing, this time with his right foot. The lad's playing his absolute socks off and will warrant definitely another start, that's for sure. And I don't know, I'll tell a lie, it was his left foot. Either way, I mean, 3 goals to the good, all 3 of them coming from Mata. As Mata now picks up the ball onto Pogba. Pogba's trying to feed it forward to Memphis, takes a distant shot. He has one as a corner, but it's something I want to try and cut out where I can. Rashford, oh my God, what a finish. What a finish. That's got to be a volley. We'll wait for the old 3 dimensions. As Memphis plays it across. Yeah, volley, fantastic, top bag. Get in there, my son. What a finish. We're heading into the 60th. Looking at the fitness of the players, obviously Daley Blind 70%, never really something that I want to see the players get to if I can avoid it. So we'll bring on Shaw to replace him. As I say, ordinarily I think I would have been bringing Mata off now, but his sharpness is coming back during the game, which is a great thing to see. 79%. Phil Jones. We are going to bring Zlatan on, but I think maybe just for the last 20 we'll leave it at that one. I'm not a big fan of making wholesale changes unless it's a friendly, and I'm just trying to get people fit. Here we go then, once again, this will be Zlatan's debut due to injury. He's 85% condition with 94 sharpness. So Mata whips the ball in off a corner, it falls out to Martial on the edge, who, to be honest, had the ball stripped straight off him, sending Aaron McLean all the way up the other end of the pitch, and he's wasted it. West Brom's problems today are just getting worse and worse with a 5-0 drubbing here at Old Trafford. Memphis with the corner to Herrera. I don't even know how that didn't go in. Pushed off the line by Foster into Smalling's way. Couldn't do anything about it. Should be 6. As Pogba now slides it across to Mata, the man who's created everything in the game, as he's trying his hardest to feed the ball into the area. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to just put it across. 21 shots, 15 on target, 53% possession at home. Again, arguably the possession could be higher. We're expecting this. We're playing a 4-4-2. We're not going to be holding onto the ball as much. However, we are going to be attacking, and I think that shows in the stats as we head into the final 3 minutes now. And that's it, 5-0, game over. So 2-2 for today's episode. And you know, just in general, a great start. It was a good win. I'm going to congratulate the team. Very happy with the way they played. Needless to say, I mean, you can look around the Daley Blind. Look at the 9.2s. You know, Memphis Depay and Herrera. You know, I will single out Mata because, you know, genuinely he had an absolute stonker. He did so well. So you did well out there, and I will leave the other guys. I want Matt to feel a little bit special, I'd say. I feel a bit bad that I'm leaving him out. There's no chance he would ordinarily miss out on so many games, and maybe that won't be the case going forward. What with the possibility of retraining him. So if we look at the Premier League here, we've got Arsenal sat on top with 2-2. They've got a goal difference of 9, 4-9. They've not conceded at all yet. We're not far behind them with 7. Maybe the big surprise at the moment is Burnley with 8 goals for, none against, taking a maximum points. So yeah, really enjoyed it today, guys. I must admit, this whole YouTube thing I'm enjoying more than maybe. It was a bit daunting at first, but I can see myself really getting into it. And yeah, so on that note, we will take a look at the schedule. And if we're looking forward here, we'll play the 2 games back to back. We'll go into the Europa League group stage in the first game. We'll play Hull away from home. So meanwhile, in between, I've got Sunderland away, Burnley at home. I'll fill you guys in on how that goes before we start the next episode. So on that note, once again, thanks a lot, guys, if you're watching the series. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, do feel free to hit the like button, and I will see you guys in episode 3. I'll catch you later.